The air was heavy with an unsettling calm as I stepped off the bus in the small town of Ashwood. The trees seemed to lean in, their branches tangling above the streets like skeletal fingers. A faint hum of chatter drifted through the air, but it was the smiles that really caught my attention. Each person I saw wore a cheerful grin, plastered on their face like a painting. Every face was a mask of happiness, from the shopkeepers to the schoolchildren, and even the occasional passerby on the street. The town's residents seemed to take great pride in their perpetual smiles, and it was as if they had all been trained to maintain the same gleaming, toothy grin. The more I looked around, the more I felt like I was trapped in a surreal nightmare. The sky above Ashwood was a sickly yellow, casting an eerie glow over the town. Shadows danced across the pavement, making it seem as though the very darkness itself was alive and watching. I shivered, despite the warmth of the summer evening, and wondered what secrets lay hidden beneath the town's charming facade. As I walked down the main street, I began to notice something odd. No one blinked. Not even once. Their eyes remained fixed on me, or on whatever object they were gazing at, with an unnerving intensity. I felt like a specimen under a microscope, being studied and analyzed by these strange, smiling creatures. People passed by me, their smiles never wavering, but I sensed a subtle undercurrent of tension beneath their happy exteriors. It was as though they were all holding their breath, waiting for something to happen. I quickened my pace, my heart beating faster in my chest. The town's residents seemed to be waiting for me, their smiles growing wider as I approached. I ducked into a local cafe, hoping to escape the suffocating atmosphere, but even inside, the air was thick with the weight of their smiles. I ordered a coffee, trying to blend in, but my eyes kept drifting back to the patrons, their unblinking gazes making me feel like a prisoner. I tried to strike up a conversation with the barista, but she just smiled and nodded, her eyes glazing over like a doll's. I began to feel a creeping sense of dread, as though I was trapped in a waking dream from which I couldn't wake up. The town's smiles seemed to be closing in on me, suffocating me with their very presence. I decided to leave the cafe and explore the town further, hoping to find some answers. But every door I knocked on led to a smile, every conversation ended in a blank stare. It was as though the town itself was a monstrous entity, smiling and waiting for me to succumb to its grasp. As night began to fall, the shadows grew longer and darker, casting an even more ominous glow over Ashwood. I quickened my pace, my heart racing with every step. I was starting to suspect that the town's residents were not what they seemed, and that their smiles were a thin veneer hiding some dark and sinister truth. I turned a corner, and that's when I saw it, a figure standing in the shadows, its smile twisted and grotesque. I froze, my heart stopping in my chest, as the figure began to move towards me. Its eyes were black as coal, and its smile seemed to stretch across its face like a macabre grin. I tried to run, but my legs were paralyzed with fear. The figure reached out and touched my face, and I felt a jolt of electricity run through my body. As I looked into its eyes, I saw my own reflection staring back at me, its smile twisted and frozen in place. And then, in a flash of horror, I realized the truth. I was one of them, a resident of Ashwood, trapped in this never-ending nightmare of smiles and unblinking eyes. The town's secrets had been staring me in the face all along, and I was just another pawn in their twisted game of perpetual happiness.